Picture this: a silent, star-studded void where two lonely outposts orbit Earth, humanity's fragile foothold in the cosmos. One, a sprawling, decades-old collaboration of nations, is a name etched in every space enthusiast's heart. The other, a sleek, enigmatic station, barely a whisper in global headlines, yet pulsing with ambition that could rewrite the future. This is Tiangong, China's heavenly palace, a marvel launched into orbit in 2021, now humming with experiments so audacious they're nothing short of revolutionary. What's happening up there, 420 kilometers above our heads, isn't just science. It's a seismic shift in humanity's cosmic destiny. Buckle up, because the truth about Tiangong's game-changing mission will leave you stunned, inspired, and maybe a little uneasy. Let's set the stage. Space stations aren't new. The first was a Soviet dream in 1971, a clunky tin can compared to today's orbital labs. Decades later, the world's most famous station, a football field-sized behemoth, has hosted astronauts from dozens of countries, churning out discoveries about microgravity, human biology, and the universe's deepest secrets. But Tiangong, it's different. It's not just a lab, it's a bold statement. China, excluded from that other station due to geopolitical tensions, didn't sulk. They built their own, and they're playing by their own rules. This isn't about catching up. It's about leaping ahead. The experiments aboard Tiangong aren't just tweaking existing knowledge. They're laying the foundation for a future where humanity doesn't just visit space, but lives there, thrives there, and maybe even conquers it. Tiangong's story begins with humble steps. In 2011, a prototype station, a modest tube with solar panels, was launched to test the basics: docking, living, surviving in orbit. It was a proof of concept, a toe dip into the cosmic pool. By 2016, a second station followed, refining technologies for something bigger. These were rehearsals. And in 2021, the real show began. Tiangong, the third in this lineage, isn't a single launch, but a modular masterpiece. Its core, a living module called Tianhe, houses up to 6 astronauts. Taikonauts, as they're known. 2 lab modules, Wentian and Mengtian, joined it by 2022, each packed with cutting-edge gear. At 100 tons and 55 meters long, it's smaller than its rival, but no less mighty. A robotic arm snakes along its exterior, moving taikonauts or equipment with eerie precision. Solar panels swivel to chase the sun, powering a station designed to last 15 years. This isn't a temporary camp, it's a permanent home in the stars. Now let's dive into the heart of Tiangong's mission. The experiments, thousands of them, are where the magic happens. These aren't random tests. They're guided by 5 obsessive themes, each a piece of a puzzle so ambitious it could redefine space exploration. First, on-orbit construction. Imagine building a skyscraper in space, not by hauling parts from Earth, but by 3D, printing them in microgravity. In 2018, Chinese scientists stunned the world by printing ceramics in zero-G, a nod to their ancient mastery of the material. Now, aboard Tiangong, they're perfecting tools to manufacture spacecraft parts, habitats, even entire stations, using raw materials from asteroids or the moon. The implications are mind-boggling. No more costly rocket launches for every nut and bolt. Instead, self-sufficient orbital factories, churning out infrastructure for a cosmic empire. Next, robotics. On Earth, robots assemble cars with surgical precision. In space, they could do so much more. Tiangong's taikonauts are testing machines that repair, build, and move cargo in microgravity. Picture a robotic swarm assembling a lunar base or patching a Mars-bound ship. One test involved a robot navigating a pipe in zero-G, a small step toward autonomous systems that could outshine human hands in the harshness of space. This isn't sci-fi, it's happening now, and it's terrifyingly close to reality. Then, energy and propulsion. Solar panels are great, but they falter in the dim reaches of Jupiter or beyond, where sunlight is a mere 3% of Earth's. Tiangong's experiments are chasing alternatives. Nuclear power, perhaps, or exotic energy sources we can barely fathom. Propulsion is the real kicker. Rocket fuel is heavy, a logistical nightmare for deep space missions. So taikonauts are exploring in-situ resource utilization, making fuel from local materials. In early 2025, a jaw-dropping breakthrough emerged. Using a semiconductor catalyst, they mimicked photosynthesis, turning carbon dioxide into oxygen and hydrocarbon ethylene, a rocket fuel precursor. This isn't just recycling, it's alchemy, slashing the energy cost of oxygen production and paving the way for self-sustaining missions to Mars or beyond. Imagine a spaceship that refuels itself from a planet's atmosphere. That's the future Tiangong is building. Life support comes next. Space is a brutal landlord. No air, no water, no mercy. Tiangong's taikonauts are tackling this with ferocious ingenuity. They're growing rice and cherry tomatoes in orbit, not just for food, but to understand how plants behave in microgravity. These aren't houseplants, they're the seeds of future space farms. Fruit flies and anaerobic archaea, Earth's oldest microbes, are under the microscope to see how life adapts to cosmic conditions. One experiment, reported in September 2024, studies how these microbes handle simulated extraterrestrial environments, hinting at life's potential beyond Earth. Recycling is another obsession. Oxygen, water, even waste. The artificial photosynthesis breakthrough doubles as a recycling marvel, slashing the energy needed to keep taikonauts breathing. This isn't just about survival. It's about thriving, turning space into a second home. Finally, new spacecraft technologies. Microgravity wreaks havoc on machinery. Fluids behave bizarrely. Stresses are unpredictable. Tiangong's taikonauts are stress-testing equipment to ensure it can handle the void. From protein crystal growth to soft matter dynamics, these experiments sound esoteric, but are critical. A single failure in a propulsion system or a life support pump could spell doom. By mastering these challenges, Tiangong is forging tools for the next generation of spacecraft, ones that could carry humans to the Moon, Mars, or even the asteroid belt. Put it all together, and the vision is clear. China isn't just experimenting, they're architecting a cosmic civilization. Tiangong's work points to a network of self-sufficient bases, from lunar outposts to Martian colonies, built with local resources, powered by cutting-edge energy, and maintained by robots. This isn't a pipe dream. A 2023 paper outlined plans for inflatable lunar habitats, lightweight, scalable tents for the Moon's surface. By 2035, China aims to build a permanent lunar research station using bricks made from simulated lunar soil, tested in Tiangong's harsh conditions. These bricks, delivered by cargo ships in November 2024, are a stepping stone to a lunar base, slashing the cost of transporting materials from Earth. Beyond the Moon, asteroid mining looms. Tiangong's manufacturing tests could enable robots to harvest rare metals from space rocks, fueling an orbital economy. By 2030, China plans to land taikonauts on the Moon, a prelude to Mars and Jupiter missions. This is a roadmap to dominance, and it's unfolding faster than anyone expected. What makes this so emotional, so gripping, is the sheer audacity. Space isn't forgiving. Every step, every bolt, every breath is a gamble against oblivion. Yet Tiangong's taikonauts, some as young as 34, are betting their lives on this vision. In October 2024, a crew including China's only female spaceflight engineer blasted off, carrying the dreams of a nation. They're not just scientists, they're pioneers, living in a metal tube 420 kilometers above Earth, eating microwaved meals, sleeping by windows, framing our fragile blue marble. A 7-minute video from that mission showed their greenhouse, where lettuce and tomatoes grow under artificial lights, a symbol of hope in the void. Their kitchen, their gym, their experiments. They're not just surviving, they're building a future. When they speak of duty, of managing the station for 6 months, you hear the weight of history in their voices. This isn't just China's story, it's humanity's. But here's the shocking twist. Tiangong's experiments aren't just about exploration, they're strategic. A January 2025 report revealed a niobium silicon alloy forged in Tiangong's microgravity that can withstand 3,092 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for hypersonic missiles and aircraft. This isn't just science, it's a military edge. The alloy's unique crystal growth, impossible on Earth, solves brittleness issues that stumped engineers for years. China's government and military poured resources into this, and it's no accident. Tiangong's dual-use potential, civilian and military, raises eyebrows. Oxygen and fuel from artificial photosynthesis? Vital for Mars, sure, but also for long-range space operations. Orbital construction? Great for habitats, but also for space-based weapons platforms. This isn't conspiracy, it's reality. Tiangong is a scientific marvel, but it's also a geopolitical chess move. And yet, China isn't hiding. They're shouting their ambitions from the rooftops. Through a United Nations program, they've invited scientists from Norway to Pakistan to run experiments on Tiangong. A 2022 project from the University of Oslo studies cancer growth in microgravity, a global quest for knowledge. Over 1,000 experiments are approved, with nearly 2 tons of materials already delivered. China wants to be the world's space lab, especially as the other station nears its 2031 retirement. Russia's pulling out, NASA's scrambling, and Tiangong could be the only game in town. By 2024, a Hubble-class telescope, Suntian, will orbit nearby. Docking with Tiangong for repairs, this isn't just a station, it's a hub, a launch pad for a new era. The emotional weight hits harder when you zoom out. Humanity's been to the moon, planted flags, and left. We've dreamed of Mars, but stayed tethered to Earth's gravity. Tiangong's experiments, photosynthesis, lunar bricks, asteroid mining, are a rebellion against that timidity. They're saying, we're not just visitors, we're settlers. Every rice seed sprouting in orbit, every robot threading a pipe, every alloy crystal forming in zero-G is a step toward a future where humans aren't bound to one planet. It's exhilarating, but it's also daunting. What does it mean for one nation to lead this charge? Will Tiangong's breakthroughs unite us or divide us? The stakes are cosmic, and the clock is ticking. Let's talk about the taikonauts again, because they're the soul of this story. In April 2025, the Shenzhou 20 crew docked with Tiangong, carrying experiments on superconductors, tissue regeneration, and human-machine collaboration. These aren't faceless drones. They're people, some on their first spaceflight, others veterans who've seen Earth from above and felt its pull. They conduct spacewalks, testing suits and robotic arms in the vacuum. They monitor brainwaves, study microbes, and grow plants, all while knowing a single mistake could end it all. Their 6-month missions overlap, a baton pass in orbit, ensuring Tiangong never sits empty. When they return, landing in China's deserts, they carry data that could change everything. Their courage, their sacrifice. It's a reminder that space isn't just about machines, it's about us. Now the jaw-dropping scale. Tiangong's 86 experiments in 2024 alone span life sciences, physics, materials, and medicine. Protein crystals grown in microgravity could unlock new drugs. Fluid physics tests could perfect spacecraft cooling systems. Superconductor research, reported in April 2025, could revolutionize energy storage. These aren't hypotheticals, they're happening. The station's greenhouse isn't just cute, it's a prototype for Martian farms. The lunar bricks aren't a stunt, they're a blueprint for bases. The niobium alloy isn't a lab curiosity, it's a game-changer for hypersonic flight. Tiangong's output is relentless, a fire hose of innovation that's outpacing expectations. While the world debates budgets and politics, China's forging ahead, and the gap is widening. But here's the gut punch. This isn't just about China. It's about humanity's future. Space is the ultimate frontier, a place where our best and worst instincts collide. Tiangong's breakthroughs could democratize space, making it accessible to nations left out of the old guard. Pakistan's planning to send an astronaut to Tiangong, a first for them. Yet the military undertones and geopolitical rivalries cast shadows. The US bans its astronauts from Tiangong, citing security. Europe's hesitant, caught in a budget crunch. China's offering collaboration, but trust is thin. If Tiangong becomes the world's only space station post-2031, what does that mean for global science, for power, for peace? The answers aren't clear, but the questions are urgent. Zoom in on one experiment to feel the awe. In April 2025, taikonauts simulated photosynthesis, producing oxygen and fuel from CO2. On Earth, plants do this with sunlight and time. In space, they did it with a catalyst, at room temperature, using less energy than the rival station's clunky electrolysis. This isn't just a lab trick, it's a lifeline for deep space missions. Imagine a Mars colony breathing thanks to this tech, or a ship refueling on a distant moon. It's a small step, but it echoes the first spark of life on Earth, billions of years ago. That's the kind of legacy Tiangong's chasing, not just flags and footprints, but a new chapter for our species. The visuals amplify the emotion. Picture a taikonaut floating in Tiangong's core module, Earth glowing through a porthole. A robotic arm glides outside, silhouetted against the planet's curve. Inside, a greenhouse glows green, tiny leaves defying the void. A centrifuge spins, microbes dancing in microgravity. A 3D printer hums, crafting a ceramic part that could build a lunar home. These aren't CGI dreams. They're real, captured in videos from 2024 and 2025. The taikonauts' faces, focused yet serene, tell a story of purpose. When they demonstrate fire in zero-G for Chinese students or beam back footage of a spacewalk, it's not just science. It's a call to dream bigger. let's confront the controversy head-on. Tiangong's military ties aren't speculation. China's space program is intertwined with its military, unlike NASA's civilian structure. The niobium alloy's hypersonic applications scream strategic intent. Space debris defenses, tested in 2025, could double as anti-satellite tech. This duality, science and strategy, is unsettling. Yet, isn't that human nature? The Apollo program was a Cold War flex too. Tiangong's openness to international experiments, from cancer research to alloy forging, suggests a desire for collaboration, not conquest. The truth lies in the tension. A nation chasing glory, security, and knowledge all at once. It's messy, human, and utterly compelling. As we near the end, let's dream for a moment. Imagine 2035. A lunar base hums, built from Tiangong-tested bricks. Robots honed in orbit, mine asteroids, fueling an orbital economy. Taikonauts walk Mars, their ship powered by Tiangong's propulsion breakthroughs. Earth's nations, inspired or pressured, join the race, sharing Tiangong's labs. Or maybe the future's darker, rival stations, weaponized tech, a fractured cosmos. Tiangong's experiments don't dictate the outcome. They set the stage. The choice is ours. Will we let fear and rivalry cage us? Or will we embrace the stars as a shared frontier? Tiangong's taikonauts are betting on the latter, and their faith is infectious. Here's the final heart-stopping truth. Tiangong isn't just a space station, it's a mirror reflecting our potential and our flaws. Every experiment, from rice seeds to superalloys, is a question. What kind of species do we want to be? The taikonauts floating in their heavenly palace aren't just chasing China's dreams, they're chasing ours. They're proving that humanity can defy gravity, not just physically, but spiritually. As Tiangong orbits above, a silent challenge to the world, it's whispering, the future is coming. Are you ready? This is no ordinary mission. This is game-changing. This is our destiny, written in the stars. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wonders of space. Your support makes it possible to continue sharing the marvels of the universe with the world. We can keep exploring the stars and uncovering the secrets of the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up.